Just because it is the middle of February does not mean we can't talk a little NFL. And that's what they want, right? Whether it's the combine or the draft or the season itself, it's free agent signings and trades. There's always something going on in the NFL that somebody wants to talk about because it is the most popular sport in the United States, hands down, bar none. So, what happened February 19th yesterday? A little proposal. Slightly better than the Major League Baseball proposals. I'm Dave Ettinger of CBS Sports Radio. This is the Dave Talk Sports podcast on the Dave Talk Sports YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me as you join me every single morning on the way home from work, 6:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, as we cross the Williamsburg Bridge going home, let's break down the proposal for the changes to the NFL season as well as the postseason format that could take place as early as 2021. So, currently, as you know, it is a 16-game regular season that takes place in across 17 weeks, where each team gets one bye. Then, 12 teams make the playoffs, 6 from each conference, top 2 teams from each conference getting a bye, so on and so forth till you get to the Super Bowl. So, the proposal would be, number 1, expanding to a 17-game season. Now, this is just a proposal. It's not official or anything. It has to get voted on and agreed upon through the CBA and the Players Association. But people have talked about getting rid of some preseason games and adding a 17th week, a 17th game, and potentially adding an extra bye week for teams. So there's a lot of different variables that could happen in this format, but the idea is to expand to 17 games opposed to 16 in the regular season. Then the postseason would get changed as well. You'd expand to 14 teams opposed to 12, but then moving from 2 teams getting a bye in each conference to only 1. So you would carry that much more weight in being the top spot in the postseason. Now, there's some other wrinkles to it. We're not going to get into every single little detail. But obviously in a negotiation and a collective bargaining agreement between the league, which is essentially the owners, who Roger Goodell works for, and the league, there's some give and take. There's got to be some concessions. So what we know so far is that the players would be receiving up from 47% of the revenue. They'd go up to 48.5% of the revenue. So they'd make more money. But in my opinion, there's got to be more than that. There's got to be health care. There's got to be more concessions. You got to give and take more if you're the players. Because right now, maybe more guaranteed contracts. There's got to be more to it than just that if they're going to put themselves through more games and more potential injuries. So, now, what do you think? Question is, do you like this proposal? Do you want to watch a 17th game? Do you want to expand the playoffs from 12 to 14? Some of the wrinkles in this proposal. Now, I want your comments and your suggestions and your advice and your thoughts on it below the video in the comments section. And please subscribe and like the video while you're here. Personally, I hate it. All right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's old adage, these cliches. Just because it's a cliche doesn't mean it's not true. I say that all the time. But it's still true. Football is not broken. Yes, player safety is an issue. And this would go in the opposite direction of player safety. Players would be willing to put themselves more at harm's risks to either earn more money or get some other concession. 2, the postseason format is perfect the way it is. Outside of that extra week off in between conference championship games and the Super Bowl itself, and I get why they do it, more money, more hype, more ad space, more ad time, more interviews, more this, more that. I get it. I hate that part. But outside of that, the playoff format in the NFL is perfect. It's the perfect amount of teams, The bye is something that teams have to play for to the last week of the regular season for the most part. Look at how that worked out for the Patriots and the Chiefs, who ended up winning the Super Bowl. They end up with the bye. The Patriots don't, because they lose to the hapless Dolphins the last week of the season. So that part is perfect. Adding more teams in the playoffs makes more teams money. It also, yes, keeps more teams involved throughout all of the regular season, but 14 out of 32 teams waters down what is already a watered-down playoff format. I don't care about numbers and statistics of all the players and teams that have chances to make the Super Bowl when they don't have the bye versus have the bye. It's not about that. Yes, the bye gives you extra time to rest, and if you're nursing an injury, like some of the players on the Ravens were heading into the postseason, it didn't even help them. It's not the point. The point is that the playoffs are already watered down in the NFL. You have division winners who automatically host a playoff game, even though they might be 7-9 or 8-8. You got to change something, change that. All right. If you added 2 more teams to the postseason last year under this proposal, it would have been the Rams, who sucked, and it would have been the Steelers, who sucked even more and had no quarterback. Between Mason Rudolph and Devlin Duck Hodges, who needs to watch that team in the postseason? It's watered down enough. Leave it alone. Make concessions in other places to make yourself more money. I'm not going to say don't make more money. It's a free market system. It's the NFL. I get it. But at the same time, you have to uphold the product that we're watching. The reason you make so much money is because so much of us idiots turn on the TV, buy the jerseys, buy the tickets, buy the everything NFL. So I want to know what you think. Let me know below the video in the comment section. Please subscribe and like the video. This is Dave Ettinger of CBS Sports Radio, and this is the Dave Talk Sports podcast on the Dave Talk Sports YouTube channel. It's now 6:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on that note, enjoy a little bit chilly Thursday morning. NFL. That's all I want to talk about. So let me know. See you.